Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rhythm and Views. Now we've got another guest on the channel today, very, very exciting. I've been saying this for all of the videos. Every video is an exciting video because we basically get to talk about drums. So this chap beside me here, Young Jay, you may recognise him. If you don't, I'm sure that in a few years, or definitely, well actually a few months I would say, you'll be recognising him quite a bit. He's going to be one of those young YouTube drummers that you watch and then want to give up drums. And when you're trying to learn to play songs, or at one point I remember playing along to a Dream Theater song, or trying to play along to a Dream Theater song, and then I had a quick look online. There was like this 11-year-old kid that like absolutely nailed it, and then I thought, I've been trying to play this for 7 years, and I'm probably just going to give up. Jay is going to be one of those people as well. Only met you, well, today for the first time, came across your channel because Jason sent it through a few months ago now, would you say? Yeah, a few months.
About a few months ago,
now. Yeah, absolutely awesome drummer. He's just done a quick little sound check there. Had to put the earplugs in because of the snare drum that he's using. We'll touch on that in a sec. But yeah, absolutely awesome player. Awesome to have you on. And if you would care to introduce yourself to the one subscriber watching, that would be awesome.
Yep, my name's Jay Mills. I'm from Durham, England, obviously. And yeah.
You've been playing drums, I think you said 3 or 4 years?
About 3 or 4 years now, yeah.
Awesome. And your drum teacher, who was going to be coming down, well, he is coming down, but he's not here yet, is actually, you're a massive fan of Slipknot, and he is the drummer in Slipknot, and I'm in a band with a couple of the members from Slipknot as well. Jason Thompson, who, is he sound checking with Slipknot tonight? Like now, is that what's happening?
No, I think it's a wedding band.
Oh, it's a wedding band.
He had a gig yesterday with his own band called Ket.
I see.
But then he's got a gig tonight, so. I
see, right, okie dokie. So you've been getting lessons off him anyway because you went to a Slipknot gigs, rather,
yes.
And then asked for lessons off him. So how long ago was that?
I think maybe 2 years ago.
2 years.
Something like that, yeah.
And then did he just basically teach you every Slipknot song?
Pretty much.
Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted?
just tidied things up and like helped us with speed and double bass and fast playing. So he's really helped along with my playing as well. So
good stuff. So I know we're going to get onto like top 5 drummers and all that sort of stuff in a bit, but Joey Jordison's a massive influence to you, as myself. But what pedals, I can't see under my right symbol, what pedals is it that you're actually playing there as well? While we're on the subject?
I'm using the Pearl Demon Drives. I was originally using the Redline Pearls.
Yes.
But they just didn't work for me anymore, so I just turned to these and they seem to work for us now.
Absolutely awesome. Because they're direct drive. Are they Redline, are they chain driven as well, or are they direct drive as well?
There's 2 Redlines. I think there's a chain and a belt, but I had the belt version.
You had the belt version.
But they have like adjustable cams, so it would change like the speed of the pedal or something.
Yeah. I've got them on the what have I got? Pearl Eliminator. When I play single kit, I've got the Pearl Eliminator, and then the double, I've got the Tama Speed Cobras. But yeah, that's good. It took me a while to actually realise that I had them, and then when I felt as if I had to reprogram my right foot again when I started playing Iron Maiden stuff, and everything was single kick. And then found out that I could change the cam on that. Like the difference is actually insane considering it's only a tiny little shape at the end of a pedal. But that's really interesting. So what was the difference for you between the belt drive to direct drive? Because it's a bit of a change. It messes with you a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the belt for me is just a little bit slower, I think.
Yeah.
And the direct drive seems to be a lot faster. I mean, at the moment, I've got my spring tension pretty high.
Yeah. So
that works better for me. Obviously, the pedal plays faster that way. So
I think it's like what was funny. I've only ever played a direct drive once, I think, or maybe it's twice in a drum shop. And John Wright from Metal Militia, actually, I got up and jammed into Sandman, right? And he has it was a gig in South Shields, and he has what has he got now? I'm completely forgetting, but they're direct drives anyway. And the difference, I'd never played them before, and then it just felt as if my feet were like playing like on clouds. It was like like, because like with chain driven, there's kind of, I would say, a lot more, not technique, that's probably the wrong way to say it, but like there's ways that you can improve the speed and like and things like that, whereas a direct drive, the pedals will operate as fast as your feet will go. Like it's just, the difference is absolutely insane. So I've actually been looking at doing a review at least anyway. This is a shout out to Tama for their. I don't think they're speed Cobras, but they're direct drive pedals as well. So I want to do a little review on that. That would be quite cool. So yeah, that's awesome. So you've been playing 3-4 years. You started doing YouTube covers as well. We'll put some links in the description for all your social media and all that sort of stuff. So how long or how many videos have you done? How long have you been doing those videos?
I'm not really sure like the amount of videos, but I think the YouTube side of it, I think I've only been doing it for like maybe a couple of months. I think half a year, something like that. Which
is your favourite cover that you've done so far?
So far, I think Unsainted, because it's got the most views.
Fair play. How do you like the new Slipknot album? Are you a fan?
I don't mind it.
Mind it. That's funny because that was my take on it as well.
I think Gio Weinberg's one hell of a player, but like I think he just doesn't bring the same to the table as Joey did. Like he wasn't as creative.
Well, we'll have the debate. We'll tag Joey and we'll tag Jay on Instagram on this little clip. So Joey, for me, for Slipknot, actually we talk about the new album first. So the new album came out at the same time I think as Killswitch Engage's new album.
Yes.
And it's fair to say I've listened to Killswitch Engage's new album a lot more than the Slipknot one. For some reason, and I don't know what it is, I love the album, and there's a bit in and I can't remember which song it is, but there's a bit in the album he's like playing against two ride cymbals, I'm sure. I don't know what the hell Jay is doing, but it is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like really, really cool parts on it, but just something for me, I hate to be one of those people that's like, oh, the early albums, the first album, you know, but like for me, and then that's where Joey does come into it. The first few albums for me are like untouchable. And so with every new album that comes out, especially All Hope Is Gone, it was sort of a bit of it felt as if it was a bit of a drop, and I know even Slipknot themselves have said that anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Joey versus Jay. So you're a fan of Joey?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
To be fair, I do like Jay. Like I do watch a lot of his drum cams on like YouTube and stuff. He's one hell of a player, but Joey for sure.
Yeah. Camp Joey, fair play. So Joey for me is one of my favourite players as well. It was funny that when I talked about being in Iron Maiden, everything was single kick. Not in Iron Maiden, I wish. In an Iron Maiden tribute, there's a big difference. Everything was single kick, and then I heard Slipknot, and it was actually a clip. It wasn't even a song, right? It was a clip just before the start of the song from a download, and Corey Taylor's effing and jeffing as he normally does and shouting at the crowd, and then Joey blasts away on the kicks. And for me at that point, I'd never heard anything like that. That sounds ridiculous to say, someone playing fast double kicks when Slayer have been about since the 80s. But like, it was the first I'd heard of that. I thought, right, I'm going to get into Slipknot, and then started trying to jam along to it and trying to get my left foot up. We've already had this conversation. This is why I talked about repeating a conversation for the purpose of a video. Trying to get my left foot up to speed was just like absolutely insane. So are you always played double kicks, or did you start single and then you've always been into the heavier stuff?
To be honest, I think quite a few weeks in, I pretty much got a double pedal straight away.
Really?
Because me and my dad were thinking that like the earlier I start on double pedal, the more better I'll get over the years, and I'll just get used to it like that. Dad,
who is behind the camera in the corner there, by the way, as well, taxi Jay down, drum roadie for the day. So that's cool. It took me a while to get into double kicks, but it's good that you from the get sort of thing have jumped on them. So yeah, what was the first song that you learned on drums, or the first? I was going to say first beat. Yeah, first song. What was the first song?
First song, it was actually a Slipknot song, believe it or not.
I do believe it.
I think it was Disaster Pieces. I think I started playing
that was the first song you learned on drums.
It wasn't 100% like correct, but it was like the rough stages. But I just started playing like the intro bit on the toms, and then I was like, I said I'll just give it a go, and then just worked on it from there.
So how long did that take you? Like how many weeks had you been playing at that point, or how many months? How long had you been playing?
Couple of months, I think. Before I just used to mess around. And
Impressive. Have you done a drum cover of Disaster Piece or not?
I have, but it was quite a while back now.
It?
Yeah.
I was going to say I thought I saw it. Of Slipknot songs, we're going to do. I think I've already said we're going to do top 5 bands and stuff. But of Slipknot songs, favorite album?
Self-titled.
Correct answer. If ever there was a correct answer, that was it. Favorite song?
Favorite song? Probably Sick at the moment.
Fair play. Absolutely love that tune. Live at Download. I think, again, this is something that we said before I went on. I remember sitting along, and at one point I had my little telly, a little screen up in front of the drum kit so that I could watch on my electric kit in the conservatory at home, jam along to that entire Download set. But yeah, Sick, the opener for that is absolutely unreal. Have you heard Opium of the People from Subliminal?
Yes.
I'm going to say that's my favourite song. I'm going out on a whim. It's that breakdown where it comes from the you got where it's like the 2 and 3s on the toms, and then it goes, and then it's just when it goes into the straight beat, it's like, yeah, nice and heavy, lovely stuff. So yes, we'll talk about the kit. So you brought your kit down.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what we'll go with the shells first, with the actual drum kit first?
The actual drum kit is a hybrid between two kits. The main part of it, which is like the two high toms and the floor tom and the bass, is a Pearl export kit.
Cool. Was that your first kit as well?
No, my first kit was this Mapex.
Right. So then the Pearl's been added in. I've got you.
It was
That's
originally like a 3 or 4 piece kit.
But that wasn't enough toms.
No.
Fair play. And then cymbals are also a little bit of a mismatch. Yes. I see Peisty and I see Meinl.
Yeah. Also Sabian.
And also Sabian. Take that off. Cool. So yeah, we'll go from the hi hats. We go right. I'm a big fan of Peisty, by the way. So I want an endorsement with Peisty as he looks to the camera and please. So yeah, Peisty, is it Peisty hi hats?
Peisty 400 hi hats. These are quite old actually, 14 inches. So I've had them for quite a while, and yeah, they've been fine ever since I got them.
Good stuff. And then we move around the kit, and then that's a Peisty. Yeah. Oh, you've actually got quite a few Peisties on there.
Yeah,
Peisty. Good lad.
Peisty 1000 Power Crash 16 inch. It's very tingy. Cuts through.
Very tingy.
Quite
yeah. So is the snare drum, but we'll get onto that as well. And then the splash. What's the splash?
Splash is like a very entry level Meinl. I think it's a HCS.
Yeah.
I think it's a 10 inch.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's not that good.
Do you use the splash much?
I use it quite a bit, yeah.
That was a sound engineer question. Do you actually use that? Do you actually need that? I was thinking that as we were lugging the drum kit up the stairs, like, I'll be honest, but up the stairs into the studio. And then Meinl on the right hand side there.
Yeah, this is a Meinl 18 inch custom classic.
Classics. I like the custom classics, yeah, especially for the price of them as well. They're like really good product. Sorry, Peisty. But it's funny because I always say that the one cymbal manufacturer that I would play if I wasn't so committed to Peisty would actually be Meinl. Like their products are absolutely amazing. Especially the Byzance. I think every drummer when they came out got the Byzance series, but they're really nice. And then Sabian, is that a Holy China on that?
Yeah, this is a Chad Smith 16 inch Holy China.
Oh, really?
So it has a nice crack to it.
Very nice. What was I going to ask there? So yeah, Chad Smith, is he a favourite drummer of yours, or are you just a fan of that actual?
Just a fan of his cymbals, to be honest.
Just a fan of the cymbals. Good answer. Fair play. So then we've already done, this is the fun bit now, so we've already done pedals, we've already talked about them, and then we're going to talk about the snare drum, which when hopefully we're going to do a little bit of a name that tune. If all things audio and all that sort of stuff goes well, we're going to do a little bit of a name that tune, and you'll get to hear this snare drum anyways. But yes, do you want to tell us what that is? I think some people might have already guessed, being a fan of Joey and being a fan of Slipknot, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a Slipknot Joey Jordison signature snare.
Of course it is.
It's probably my favourite snare, to be honest. It's obviously made by Pearl.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 13 by 6.5 or something like that.
It is indeed. I've got the same snare drum. And there's another thing that we said before we started filming, is that I then had to not sack it off, but I had to be a little bit realistic on what actually worked, especially in pub gigs when I'm sat there playing Bob Marley at weddings and all that sort of stuff. So then I ended up going with the Gretsch, but that snare drum, especially when I was doing the heavier stuff, is just absolutely awesome. So it's a steel drum as well. And at some point, I want to do a little review or a little video on the channel on Rhythm and Views about the difference between snare drums or drums in general and the shells and all that sort of stuff. But that is just one loud.
Yep, 100%.
It's literally the loudest snare. I remember we'd done the Newcastle Academy in Newcastle, obviously. And it was the main room, and it was one of the Rock Legends, like a tribute festival thing. And I had that snare drum, and it was for the Iron Maiden band. Oh no, I think it might be in Heaven or Hell. I can't remember. Anyway, and I hit that snare drum, and I remember that like I could literally see the face of the sound engineer when I hit it. Like he still had the mic set from the previous drummer, which was like quite a quiet snare drum. And then when I brayed that, and it like nearly took down the room, it's like absolutely insane. But yeah, when I first got it, what skin are you playing on it, by the way? On the top,
I think the Remo Emperors.
Remo Emperors.
It's
Nice.
what it came with, I think, and I've always used that snare
Have
skin.
you?
So yeah.
Fair play. I was in a Scorpions tribute for all of about a year. Have you ever heard of Scorpions?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used that snare drum very stupidly, and I wasn't really like at that point. It was because it was a new snare drum, and I wasn't really listening. And I tuned it up, and it literally had it. I had it sounding like the 9.0 live album that we were talking about before. Had it sounding like that, and it just. And then when I watched the footage back, and I used to do drum cams of every gig, or sort of still do, and I watched that back, and I was like, that just sounds absolutely ridiculous. So it's good. We said that earlier as well. It's good for the job that it does in the metal stuff. It sounds absolutely awesome. It's just it's a bit tricky to use it in anything else, isn't it?
Yep, pretty much.
So you only doing metal stuff
So far,
as
yeah.
well? Yeah. Are you in any bands at the minute? Actually, you were posting about wanting to join bands or dep for bands a couple of weeks ago. I saw.
Yeah, just anything, to be honest. Like, it's hard being like a 14-year-old kid because like being as young as I am, like, even though I'm not trying to be cocky or here, but even though I've got the skill level, like, it's just the age factor pretty much. So that's
Absolutely.
the hardest part about it.
I think the main thing that I found as well. The main thing that I found as well was actually like transport. Like, I know you're a dedicated taxi driver for today, Dad. But I like the same thing. It's like it's really it's just really difficult. But I think you're definitely on the right tracks with all the YouTube videos and all the actual content, because you're putting it out there that you can. It's not just a case of a kid posting, "I want to join a band" in a Facebook group. When you've actually got the videos there, it makes a big difference. And I know that it definitely helped me, because when people come back and go, maybe he's a little bit too young, or maybe his transport's an issue, when you're able to send a couple of YouTube links. And you're able to say, right, this is what I can do, especially sometimes as well, especially if it's like a cover band or something like that, and you can actually send a video of you doing, that song or one of the songs that they do and stuff like that, and then they can actually see. All of a sudden, the transport issues are no longer become, you know what I mean? People are then able to work around it. So you're definitely on the right tracks with that. So we're going to put, I think I've already said as well, put the YouTube links and all that stuff to your channel. So do make sure you go check out Jay's channel. Facebook as well. You're on Facebook?
Yes.
Got a Facebook page.
And Instagram.
He's doing it properly. Good lad. So we'll put all them out. Do go check out Jay's channel. Any bands out there, I can vouch. I've already heard him sound checking. Obviously seen his drum covers anyways. But yeah, do check him out if you are looking for a drummer. I would certainly recommend him. He's a noisy little git though, I'll be honest, especially with that snare drum. So if you're doing heavy metal stuff, in fact, actually, if you're doing anything, I'm sure he's going to be very well suited. And if you're doing a Slipknot tribute by any chance, then there you go. I've found your man. So yeah, we're going to jump on, because we're talking about the snare drum, to this snare drum leaderboard, which is up here. Now, the idea behind this, so Chris's name is already on there as well. Chris, you'll remember from the trip down to Sound Attack drum store, and the Nick and McBrain vlog as well.
Do you know why they call him a full crash?
Why is that, Chris?
Was any folk in him?
So we done a video with Chris. We done the whole episode. We filmed everything and all that sort of stuff. And then I realised, and you wouldn't think this considering I trying to run a video company, that all of the footage turned out to be a load of shit, and so we couldn't use it. So Chris's name is on there. He's kind of like unofficially on the leaderboard, taking top spot. So we're going to see if you can knock him off. And then at some point, we're going to get Chris back on to actually do a proper interview as well. So the idea behind this, if anybody's seen Top Gear and seen the test track leaderboard, this is my version of that. and we're going to basically see who can annoy sound engineers the most, because the volume of someone's snare drum is always it just annoys sound engineers, and that's what drummers are there to do. So we put your name up there, and then we put the snare drum as well, along with the actual decibel reading, which I'll be taking. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea. I have a sneaky suspicion that this snare drum is going to be up there at the top because I've played it myself, and I'm sure that's what actually caused me to have early onset tinnitus straight from the back of using that snare drum. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to hopefully do a little bit of a name that tune thing as well. You up for it?
Yep, definitely.
Let's do it. Right, okie here we go. So the idea behind this is that Jay is basically going to hit the snare drum as hard as he can. He gets 3 goes, and then the loudest score of those, the loudest decibel reading of those, goes up on the board. So I'm going to put this other earplug in, and then we're going to go for the first one. Are you ready? You can put the mic down if you want. And then, yeah, you're basically just going to belt it. Okie dokie. 3, 2, 1. 103.7. Not too shabby. So Chris is at 116.3. That was with his pork pie snare drum. Although, I will put a disclaimer out before you go for the next two, that was actually recorded in a different room before all the sound engineers and all the sound nerds start commenting. It was recorded in a different room and possibly a little bit closer to the snare drum as well. So this is going to be the new setup. This is going to be the new rules. We're going to record it in this room whenever this happens. So then Chris will have a chance to make sure that his score's right. So, second one, 3. I'll put this in first. I'm not daft. 3, 2, 1. Has it stayed the same? Oh dear. Right, this one you're going to have to absolutely welly it. I'm going to be responsible for you putting the drum skin through in a minute. You ready? Cool. What score were we on, sorry? 103.7. Ready? Go on. 105.4. There we are. That's not too bad. So I'm going to say unofficially, it doesn't knock Chris off the board, right? But Chris does need to come back in and prove that score is right. So 100 and what were we on? 105.4. Not too shabby at all. It's loud, isn't it? Basically, it's very, very loud. So there we are. Dreaddy gets 105.4. Gets his name up on the leaderboard. It is beneath Chris, but like I say, Chris is going to have to come back and prove that score is real in the new room, the new setting, new environment, all that sort of stuff. So here we go. Dreaddy up there. Joey Jordison, Pearl Steel signature snare drum, 105.4. Very, 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 very loud snare drum. And then we're going to stick with the Slipknot theme because we're going to do a little bit of a Name That Tune Slipknot edition. So a one for fans of Slipknot and fans of Joey and possibly Jay. Will you be doing a little bit of the new stuff?
I will, yeah.
Yeah, you will. Fans of Jay as well. Good stuff. So, right, we're going to delve into that. The idea is that you basically have to name that tune. I'm going to be playing along, so you can play along at home as well. I always wanted to say that. So, yeah, are we ready to go?
Yep.
Magic. Right, there we are then. 10 songs from Jay, all Slipknot tunes, both early stuff, new stuff, and everything in between. So I'm actually a lot less confident now. I think I've managed to name very confidently 3, and then the rest have either been from the new album that I've not listened to because Killswitch released an album in the same week, or I've just not been able to like put the title to it, which is really, really annoying. So number 1, if you have your list of tunes, number 1 I had down as, and I really don't want to say it in case it's wrong, Disaster Pieces.
Correct.
1 out of 1. Right, we'll end it there. Got 100% right. So track 2, if this is wrong, be very embarrassing before I forget.
Yep.
Thank God for that. The way you looked at it there, I thought I got it wrong. Right, track 3, I knew it but couldn't name it. And it was really, really annoying. So which one was that?
Liberate.
Bugger. Yeah, I'm sure it was even in the lyrics that I was like singing along. I just couldn't. Oh, no. Really annoying. Right, okay. Track 4 had to be People Equals Shit.
Yep.
Thank God for that. Track 5 for me was another one that I knew but couldn't name.
Unsainted.
That's why. New album. Who cares? Moving on. Track 6 also had no idea, but I just haven't listened to the new album yet. I will get around to it eventually. What we up to? Track 6 was that also a new song? What one was that then?
It was Birth of the Cruel.
New album. Who cares? Track 7. You should have done loads of. What I should have done was just got you to do all of the first album, and then I would have got top marks. Track 7, I didn't know, but I knew it was from Iowa, or at least I thought it was from Iowa.
Yeah, it is.
Now, through process of elimination on what was already there, I thought I might have been able to get it, but I couldn't. Yeah, I just couldn't. So what one was that? Because I'm going to kick myself as you say this.
Left Behind.
It's so funny because when I come to edit this as well and I'm watching you play it, I'm going to know, like, I'll not know how I didn't get it.
Idiot!
Very annoying. So track 8, I actually had no idea. So I'm hoping that was a new one as well.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, I had no idea on this one then. So what album's it from? Give us a clue first.
Subliminal Verses.
No. You got it as well, Jason. By the way, Jason's turned up, by the way, who's the drummer for Slipknot, who has taught Jay. Would you say taught Jay to play most of these or taught Jay to play drums? Which is a more accurate statement?
He doesn't need taught.
He doesn't need taught. Fair play. So while you would have seen me looking over there, so at that point, that's where I was trying to like get clues from Jason. Or if Jason didn't know it, then I felt a bit better that I didn't know it. So... No, I don't know. Go on. Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. It's probably one of the most popular songs.
Didn't say that. From Subliminal Verses? Oh,
yeah.
It wasn't Duality, was it?
It was.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get you to replay all of these or just watch the video back and then... so annoying. Right, okay then. Which bit were you playing in Duality there then? What was it the verse or the chorus?
The intro, and then the part of the verse, and then the chorus.
So you were. Track 9. Again, I knew this one. Really, really annoying. Was from Self-Titled. And I put down the lyric. I'm sure the lyrics is like, I was going to sing it there. That would have been really embarrassing. I would have been editing that straight out if I did. I was about to like do my best impression of Corey Taylor. I'm sure the lyrics are fucking new about mine. That's just what I think it is. That's probably like Peter Kay's interpretation of like lyrics are completely wrong. It's What? Just tell us what it is. Put it out of my misery.
Prosthetics. The lyrics were right.
The lyrics were right. Yeah, I thought the lyrics were right. Yeah, I sing it along all the time. Driving here in the van. Oh, so annoying. So then track number 10. It's really deflating way to pretty much wrap up the interview because now I'm absolutely good. Track 10. I also knew, and it's on the download album. It's on the Do It Live on Download 2009 as well. But I just couldn't name it, so put us out of my misery.
Surfacing.
That's so annoying. So I think I should have ticked off how many I got. I got 3. Yeah, I did get 3 because 3 I managed to name, and then the rest I put either didn't know, new album ? Or new but couldn't name. So that's very, very annoying. Jason, how many did you get?
9.
Embarrassing. Very, very annoying. So comment below with how many you managed to get right. We're going to put this out as a little video by itself as well, so a little feature video. So that should be quite cool. Comment with how many you got right, or how many you got wrong. Actually, make me feel a little bit better. So yeah, there we go. I'm going to scrap this feature because I wasn't very good at it. Right, there we are then. Name that tune. Dreaddy did an absolutely awesome job. Comment below with how many you managed to get right, how many tunes you managed to name. And yeah, we're going to wrap things up now. So we're going to start by your top 5 bands. So number 5.
Number 5.
You've got this pre-planned.
Probably Motionless in White. Don't know whether you've heard of them.
Good shout. I wouldn't have expected that. I kind of would have done, but at the same time, I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
So favorite. I haven't heard too much by them actually, but favorite album or favorite track from them.
Favorite track probably Disguise off the new album.
Off the new album. When was the? Did they bring a new album out this year? I'm sure.
Yeah, it was this year.
This year, yeah. Cool. I still need to check that out actually, but everything I've heard by them, like, I absolutely love as well. So, so that's cool. Number 4.
Number 4, Sepultura.
Sepultura. Good shout, lad. Good shout. Are you done a Sepultura drum cover as well?
Yeah.
Have I made that up? You have.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Which song was it again?
Cutthroat. That's the one.
Cutthroat. There we are. We'll put the links to that one in the description as well. Number 3.
Number 3. Don't know whether you heard of them, but it's a band called Ginger.
Yes, and I only heard of these guys. I heard a few people mention them, and I think they played Download Festival, but I missed them. But I was told to go check them out, and then for the first time, I heard them the other day, and it was I've not heard much by them again, but it was a song. I can't remember what it was called, but it started off really, really light, and I thought, oh, this isn't what I thought that they were. This isn't like a Download band. And then when it kicked in, I was like, oh, right, it makes sense. Like, really, really cool sounding band though.
Yeah.
So number 2.
Number 2, Korn.
Korn, good shout. You've done a couple of Korn covers as well, haven't you? I think.
Yeah.
Aye. You're a fan of Ray? Oh, you were talking about going to his drum clinic, Ray Luzier's drum clinic at the drum show. Are you a fan of him? Is he one of your an influence on you, would you say?
Yeah, he's definitely one of my biggest influences.
Yeah.
Like when I started playing, I obviously started playing Slipknot.
Yeah.
But then for a long period of time, I just played a lot of Korn stuff.
Really?
And he was
That's
like
cool.
the one that got us into the Korn beats and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's an absolutely awesome drummer. A drummer that I actually should probably check out a little bit more as well, because I've seen a couple of clips, I think, from drum clinics and stuff like that, drum playthroughs. And again, just like an absolutely awesome player. I saw Korn live. Have you seen them live?
A few times.
I saw them at was it last year or the year before? I saw them at Download anyways, and it was just like absolutely awesome. It's funny, I think I've actually preferred it. I actually enjoyed them more live, I think, than listening to the record. But to watch him behind the kit, like, just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna guess number 1 is Slipknot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought as much. So yeah, we'll delve into then top 5 drummers.
Yeah.
So number 5, we guessed what number 1 is, but we're going to work backwards. So number 5.
Number 5 probably is Mario off Gojira.
There you go.
I just really, really like his complicated patterns. And I don't know whether you've heard the song The Art of Dying.
Potentially, because I end up just putting everything on a playlist and shuffle, and sometimes miss the names of the tracks, but I think so.
Yeah, like the patterns that he comes up with is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I've never heard anything like that before. So
yeah. Do you think that I'd love to know the writing process for them, but do you think the guitarist writes a lot of that and then tells him to work something out, or gives him it, or do you reckon it's I'd like to think that the drummer's coming up with those ideas.
Yeah.
Because there's some of the, I can't remember the names of the first album, I think it's with the red artwork, but it might be the second. But yeah, there's one of the tracks on there, anyways, where it just starts with this like random pattern, but then the whole song just like evolves or revolves around that pattern. Absolutely awesome. I love Gojira. He says that not being able to name any songs or any albums, but yeah, I absolutely love them. And then I tell you what, I saw them at Newcastle Academy a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, I was there as well.
Or last year, possibly it might have been. Which was an awesome gig.
Yeah, I was front row.
Were you front row down the front? Good lad. I can't remember who was supporting them.
I think it was Orange.
Oh, that rings a bell. Actually, yeah, I think you might be right. But what was funny was like it was one of those songs with like ridiculous patterns and ridiculous accents and not even a pattern. I'm just sure that they've just like gone how many like what time signature here and like what pattern, and they just like rolled a dice and then went, all right, it's a 7, right? We'll do that bar, we'll do 7. What's next? 9, right? Okay, and then we'll chuck in a 3, and then we'll do this and that. It didn't seem to have any pattern, and I hadn't heard the song at the time, so I was like sat trying to work it out. And the light show was absolutely awesome, and the strobes were perfectly in sync with the track. And then because of that, and because when I was talking about Escape the Empire stuff and click tracks and things like that, I started to wonder how all of that was done. And my assumption at that point was a click track. And then I looked to my left where the sound desk is and where the light desk is, and there was a bloke like literally just hammering away at like the lights, and he was perfectly in time. He had to be a drummer, and just the light show was absolutely awesome. And then at that point, I think I watched him more than I did the band. Like I was trying to watch it to see both. But yeah, like shout out to Gojira's light engineer. Like,
definitely.
He's just like hammering away, but it was perfectly in time. Like didn't miss an accent, didn't miss a beat, didn't miss anything. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, enough about Mario from Gojira. So that was number 5? Sorry.
Yes.
That was number 5. Number 4?
Number 4 probably is David Silvera from the early stages of Korn.
Cool. So he was how many albums did he play on? Again, not clued up on Korn.
Must have been about 4.
4 albums.
Maybe.
How many albums have they got? I didn't think they had that many.
About 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah. So then Ray's done everything after him.
Yes.
Like it's been those 2 drummers. That's cool. So then number 3?
Ray out of Korn.
You're going to say Ray?
Yeah.
I could see where that one was going. Yeah, well, we've already talked about him. Absolutely awesome player. Number 2. Are we up to number 2? We're up to number 2.
Jay Weinberg. Definitely.
I could guess it from that point, actually. Yeah. Jay's, just awesome player. It's funny going back to the debate, I guess, about those 2, but like Jay, for me, I probably want to say is a slightly more technical player. I don't know if that's...
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right... But like, there was just something that he did. In fact, actually, it was... Which song was he playing? Purity.
Mm-hmm.
At Knotfest, and they streamed it. This was when he first joined, so like all I was doing was like listening to the drums. But there was a fill that he put in there anyway. It was like a triplet based fill of some sort. I can't even remember it, but I remember listening to that and actually thinking, to be fair, I actually think I slightly prefer his style of drumming as 2 separate drummers. He just seems to take my fancy a little bit more. But then yeah, I think Joey is or was Slipknot in a nutshell.
I think Jay is a perfect replacement for Joey, as many people have said.
Mm-hmm.
But the only problem I've got with Jay is that he plays the song too fast.
Plays too fast.
Yeah.
Actually, saw an interview, with Corey Taylor, and he said the same thing. He said that the biggest mistake that we've made was replacing Joey with a drummer that was like half his age or something. Yeah. So like the songs are twice as fast.
Yeah, you can see Corey just struggling to keep it up, but
yeah, I can imagine that. But to be fair, I think singing those songs every night must be an absolute killer as well, or even just to get through one set's probably a killer. But yeah, when the songs are played at twice the speed, I am the biggest so guilty of that myself, because I end up just getting carried away. Did we do number 1 there, by the way?
No.
Number 1 was Joey Jordison.
Obviously.
Surprise. But yeah, so you're going to be playing drums for Slipknot.
Yep.
So probably the perfect. If you don't, are you played any actual like live gigs before? Or is this going to be your first gig?
This is going to be my first. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. Fair play. That's going to be I would say a little bit of a challenge. Probably not going to be a challenge like actual drum wise, because the skills are certainly there. But yeah, what a first gig.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, so Slipknot. So where are those? Do you know the dates off the top of your head now, or should we do something very clever and like print them on the screen?
Yes.
In the edit. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Do
know.
that. You send me the dates and then we put them up on the screen.
I know one
and
of the.
scroll them along the bottom.
I know one of the gigs is Camden.
Yes.
In Easter weekend on a Friday, I believe. So if you're there, make sure you come.
Yeah, there we are. That's going to be a good gig. I don't know where my one subscriber is based, whether it's Camden or not. But if you are watching, then yeah, get down to that one. Are you going to be taking some? I definitely think you need to take some cameras down and or chuck a GoPro up or something and film it and capture as much as you can of that.
That's what we were thinking about doing, is getting someone to like film the whole journey, so make like a mini documentary out of it.
That would be cool. That would be absolutely awesome. And then tag Slipknot on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and everything. You know the score. So that's going to be really cool. So we've done top 5 bands. We've done top 5 drummers. You're going to be playing with Slipknot, which is absolutely awesome. That is it for the interview. That is, or has been rather, an absolute pleasure to have you on. Really, really good fun, and looking forward to seeing again. We're going to put all of Dreaddy's links to social media in description. Check out his YouTube channel, Facebook page, Instagram, whatever else. TikTok. Are you on TikTok yet?
No.
No, you're not on TikTok. Get on TikTok. It's a mint. So, yeah, absolutely awesome. Been a pleasure to have you on, and look forward to, and hopefully you get not many subscribers off the back of this, because my one subscriber, well, you get one subscriber. There you go. You might get one. But yeah, seriously, do check out Dreaddy's channel. Some absolutely awesome videos on there, and it's going to be great to actually see his channel grow as well. I know you're saying that you go actually we'll give a shout out to the studio that you are recording the drum covers and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think you even mentioned it as well, like at the very start, the drum covers, they're never the best, but when you actually just get them out there every week and you're actually able to see the progress, that's also like a really, really cool thing. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. So subscribe now, subscribe early, and then when Jay's depping for Jay Weinberg, then you can go, I saw his covers in the early days. So yeah, what studio are you recording at again? Sorry.
At the moment, Rockin' Horse Studios in Durham.
Rockin' Horse in Durham.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah, awesome. So check out that studio. You say that those guys are all do a very good job. I've seen your covers. They obviously do a very good job. Are they filming it as well, by the way? Or are you?
Yeah, they're filming. They're filming everything.
Absolutely class. Well, there we are then. Yeah, absolute pleasure to have you on. That's probably the 6th time I've said that. We're going to wrap that up. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that usual stuff that YouTubers say at the end of their videos. Links in the description to Dreaddy's channel. Make sure you check them out. And yeah, see you in the next video.